Salute, salute, salute. On my generals, on my lions, on my real men, on my queens, on my princesses, on my lionesses. Y'all already know what it is. This is Lions and Men. We are not promoting violence or gang activity in any shape, way, or form. We're just giving you actual events that occurred while I was incarcerated on Rikers Island and in other detention facilities. Let's get into it. Green Correctional Facility. Green Correctional Facility during the mid-90s to the mid-2000s was one of the most racist medium facilities, corrections, period. The reason why I say that is this was an adolescent jail. Green Correctional Facility was a spot where if you was a teenager, that's where you was going to start your bid. You know, if you was doing 7 years, they probably won't send you to Green, they probably send you somewhere else. But if you was doing anything that's like 5 and under, you was going to Green. And if you was at that age bracket where you were a teenager, 17, 18, 19, you was definitely either going to Green Correctional Facility or Washington Correctional Facility. Those are the two mediums that they were sending adolescents at that time, my time era. I'm talking about anywhere between 95 up to 2005, let's say. So, from 95 to 2005, Green was predominantly run by land kings. They had numerous different houses on Smash. They had the yard on Smash. They had bros working in commissary. They had bros working in infirmary. You could not find, there was nowhere where there wasn't a king working. How about that? State shop, maybe, I'm trying to think where there was somebody that I didn't know where there was a bro working at, a twin working at, and I don't know where. Probably just not at the masjid or some shit like that. Like, other than that, there was in the Catholic Church. We had bros working in church. We had bros working everywhere. The state shop, commissary, intake, the gym, the yard. We had bros everywhere. Everywhere. And in that facility, what made it so segregated and racist is that a lot of the correctional officers, this is real talk, a lot of the COs, the majority of the COs, was in cahoots with the bros, with the kings, on getting all the bloods and keeping the fucking jail a blood-free jail. That's a fact. The COs was lining the bloods left and right up, but the problem was that not everybody that was getting shot was blood. They just was black. See what I'm saying by like the mean racist rule? Because the Blood King was basically a race war in the beginning. The Bloods and the Kings, if you listen to, I mean, the OGs for the Bloods, they started because supposedly the Land Kings was oppressing them. And then when they started their oppression, they take over, they started trying to oppress the Latins, the Latinos, the brown community, and for those that wasn't with it. So what happens is this: the Bloods start coming in waves. Everybody that was black, that the names was ringing bells, you was from New York City and you was on Rikers Island and you was black, the Bloods was looking for you to recruit you. So they was recruiting everybody that was black and they thought it was official. And they was giving dudes sets, they was letting dudes do their thing. I ain't gonna, like, dudes was doing their thing. They started getting their numbers up very fast, right? So once they start blooding all these niggas in, you know, in order for these dudes to be blood, they gotta put work in. So as these dudes is getting their numbers up, I'm talking about the Bloods, as the Bloods are starting continuing to get their numbers up, they start to put a lot of work in, and they cutting random people now. Not everybody that they had problems with, everybody they got shot or assaulted was Land King. To be honest with you, the majority of them wasn't. The majority of them were just those that were Spanish and they would get labeled king. So for every black person that labeled a Spanish person Latin king on Rikers Island in C-74 or anywhere else, all those people that was like, oh, he king, or that nigga king, or he king, all the one, and they was cutting these dudes or hurting these dudes. All those individuals that get cut, done dirty, the majority of them go upstate and they go in the green. So now when they get the green, the mindset is the same mindset of how the Bloods was doing dudes on Rikers Island. It was basically karma. Green was karma for all the Bloods that was on the island, lining up dudes that was just Spanish, and it was karma for them. Period, banging on the kings, because that was a king jail. You feel me? So now, when you get the green, if you black, you really like not feeling the energy. Like, niggas is like really on point. Like, the Kings had that shit on smash. The Spanish, though, listen, I ain't gonna say that all the Puerto Ricans and the Dominican, all the Spanish was running, like, but the jail, like, we had like every house on smash, but it wasn't nothing going on in that facility that where you didn't have to worry about us. I know that. And if you did something, you was thinking about, yo, what about these king niggas? If you had a problem with the Spanish thing, you'd be like, yo, what about these king niggas? So now, what happens is, all these black people that was Bloods or not Bloods or affiliated with Bloods, 5% or whatever the fuck, a lot of dudes, when they start knowing that they going to green and they Blood, they already planning like, yo, listen, I'm 5%er. I'm now they turn guards. All of these niggas will do their best to turn guards or Muslim, or to act like they wasn't Blood. But the problem was with all of these individuals is that they was getting pointed out by other Spanish people, whether they was king or not king. It could have been a Spanish dude that was a bitch and was just getting extorted, shit slapped out of him. But he knew that this nigga D was cool with the Blood nigga J, and he would label the nigga D Blood. Like, yo, that's that nigga D. Yeah, he Blood. Yeah, and it could be that the Spanish dude was pussy, whatever. It's the same shit that the Bloods was doing to the Latin people that was on the island. The green, now the Latin people was doing it to them, and the COs was working with the Kings. When I say working with the Kings, it's not like niggas was fucking best friends or bull loving. You feel me? But for instance, COs would be like, yo, they got this guy Smith and Josh. I found some paperwork in they shit they Blood. They would line them up. Like, and these are white COs, so we know that they're racist, but for some reason they was like tolerating Spanish more than blacks. And that's just a fact, man. Like, that is just a fact. The fucking COs was lining Blood niggas up left and right. Left and right. And unfortunately, I mean, some of them wasn't Blood. They was just black. But they was affiliated by association. Green, I don't care what, yo, any of these niggas that's doing this shit on YouTube talking about the stuff, the content that we speak on, which is basically Rikers Island, upstate jail stories. Any of these creators that's putting out content, respectfully, you tell me one individual that was living in population for, like, he just stood in the jail and nothing ever happened. One. He may have been there a couple of days. Like, the minute the blood nigga went there, they was signing in the PC. They was making the try, or they would try to catch make a movie on the bus. Or when they get to the house, if they by themselves, they be mad quiet, they looking for help. And the problem is, whenever they get to a house, there's kings in every house. Damn near every house you got kings. Tell me what, like that jail was different. You know, I want to reach out to my boy Laz. Salute to Laz. Because Laz was in Green, but Laz was in Green before I got there. You know, and I know my son's on 5%. I want to know how he feels about that. Because I know for a fact a lot of these blood niggas that's from Brooklyn was hiding under guard bodies and 5%ers. And he was there before me. I went there after. So I never really, and I don't really remember a lot of the shit that he was. I know that my son not affiliated, so you know, he on his neutral shit, I guess, but that's not neutral if you 5%. I don't give a fuck what none of these niggas say. You're not neutral if you 5%. That's gangbanging in jail. You can if you telling me you 5% and you in jail, you gangbanging. So you better just say you neutral and you're not 5%er, but you fucking study, nigga. Because if you 5% and you in prison, you gangbanging. You damn near gangbanging if you Muslim and you're fucking in jail. So now if you just neutral and you're not nothing, you're just neutral. You're not 5%er. You're not, nigga, you just going to church. Then you neutral. If you 5%er, bro, you're not neutral. That's a gang. I don't go fuck what none of y'all say. In prison, at least. Y'all can try to religionize. It's a religion, I get that. But y'all move like a gang. Somebody does something to your bro, y'all popping. We had wars. We like, this nigga, it's a gang. But anyway, my point is, I would just like to hear his opinion on what I'm saying. Because he was there before me. And when I left Hudson, you know, he went home, I guess. He's at the end of his bid when he was in Hudson, right? I forget how long he was there. I was only there like a year and some change. I left. I went to Green. And when I got to Green, it was a whole different animal. I mean, not a whole different animal. It was a whole different animal compared to the Rikers. Because literally, I was seeing dudes just like lie. I was seeing how segregated it was. Because like the Spanish people was just dealing with the Spanish people, black was dealing with the black. It was different in New York. Now me, I was never that type of dude, so I would deal with anybody if I rock with you. But when I got the Green, all the blood dudes that was putting in that work or was on the island doing whatever, whether they wasn't putting work, because not everybody was a fucking demon like that, you feel me? Like some of these dudes was just crash dummies. Some of these dudes was just birds, like they was just joining the join, and they wasn't going to Green. In 10 years, from what I've heard and what I know, in 10 years, from 95 to 2005, in Green, that's 10 years, right? Decade. I could probably tell you 3 to 4 dudes that I know that was blood. They either came there from a max or came there from Rikers or came there from another jail, but there was blood. And they made it hot. And they still didn't get the, like, the, what you want to say, they still ain't come out on top. But they made it hot. And I respect that. And that's like 4 of these niggas that I could say, that I think of. And I'm talking about 10-year span. Now, I wasn't in Green for 10 years, but I'm just talking about from what I know. I've always been in contact. To this day, I know I'm in contact with individuals that's still in prison. And I can just be like, yo, you was in Green this year, that year, whatever year. Like I said, within them 10 years, it's not a lot, bro. After that, you know, the blood started creeping in because they was sliding in from the S block. You know, they got the S block in Green when I was like, and it was just opening. it was under construction when, you know, initially, but once they started opening up the 2000 boxes, which is the S blocks, the shoes, a lot of the blood niggas that was going to the box would go from the box, not say nothing, and slide in the population, and not say nothing, turn 5%er, be 5%er, or try to be neutral, or whatever. And they started getting their numbers up like that, starting it from the box. Before the box opened up in green, the only way you was coming through straight through intake. You was coming straight from reception or transit. And if you coming through reception or transit, you going straight through intake. You going straight through where you got bros looking, waiting. Niggas like, I know him. He getting, what house he going to? Or he's going to L1 or L2. Niggas is on point. So the minute the S block opened up is when the blood started being able to slide in. They wasn't claiming that they was blood. It wasn't making no noise, but they was being quiet, and they was accumulating their numbers on the low. Dudes is getting packed up, going home from green. Dudes is going to the box from green, like a lot of the original niggas. Like, niggas start moving, and you know, it's always movement. But I'm interested to hear what my boy Laz got to say about green when he was there. Because I know there was kings there when he was there, for a fact. One of them that was in green with him was my son C. And me and C was in Hudson together. C got shot in green. I remember C. I remember that whole story. He got shot by twins. So it's like, I'm just interested because at the end of the day, even when Laz was there, the Kings was running that jail. And this is just a fact. It was the Kings running green from like naming 95 all the way to 2005. And that's just a fact. So at the end of the day, this is just, you know, food for thought, bringing y'all back to the grassroots nature foundation of Lions and Men, which is, you know, the oppression between land kings and the Bloods, the black and the brown. But at the same time, like I said, you take from this what y'all can, y'all learn from it. And we are not promoting gang violence or any type of gang on activity, period. So at the end of the day, y'all already know what it is, man. It's Lions and Men. Salute to every single one of y'all. I got nothing but that smoke for y'all. We gonna get this shit up and jump in one.